Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome to Starting Point on TVRI World. We're saying hello from a beautiful yet a bit drizzly morning here in Jakarta to deliver news from all around the world. Today you have us as your host. I'm Siska Becker.
And I'm Ferdi Tairas. And also, Siska, we have so much more, just not from the local news, but also international news.
That's
the
true.
lights one to start your day while you're drinking your coffee, having your breakfast. So we will be your company for the next hour.
So let's start with today's starting point. Now, as you might know already, yesterday on the 10th of November, here in Indonesia, we celebrate our Heroes National Day. But today, there's also something interesting to celebrate. Did you know, Ferdi, that today is actually Origamy Day?
What?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that such day exists.
I
mean,
know.
I'm growing up with origami because somehow it's like something to start your childhood because
is.
it kind of
Yeah.
like trigger your senses, your motoric
Yeah.
and everything, your imaginations as well.
Yes.
So I think this is the right time to discuss about this.
It is indeed. And although we might see origami as just like a common art, even school children do it,
Right.
but actually it involves a lot of high conceptual technique. And although I must admit, I'm not the best paper folder myself, but I understand how it brings joy to everyone who does it, especially
Indeed, yeah.
who's really passionate about it. And I think that's what the concept of Origamy Day is.
Yeah, so why don't we take a look for this first footage that will discuss the whole world about the origami.
Now, first thing we can learn about origami is when it is celebrated. It's celebrated today on November 11th, and it has grown into a larger event starting from October 24th and culminating in November 11th, which is today.
Yes, and also when we are talking about Origami Day, it's actually about the annual celebration of the ancient art of Japanese paper folding. And some form of the paper folding has existed and developed independently in other pockets around the world since the invention of paper. So basically, since the paper invented, then there's the
Wow.
creativity started.
I mean, I think that's the nature of humans, right? To be
Right.
curious, to know more, what can I do with this material?
Yeah.
And since paper is so flexible, you can change it into so many shapes and forms.
Yes,
This is probably
indeed.
one of the most famous shapes of origami, the crane.
Yeah, exactly.
right?
And also the easiest one, the boat.
I've done many of those. I think I can do that. But it's interesting to learn that origami has grown and changed over time. I
Yes.
mean, it started from a religious practice in ancient times to a pastime, even nobility now in the medieval era, to children's hobby more recently.
Yes.
And origami has interacted with and contributed to mathematics, geometry, sciences, even technology in modern times. So that's what
Yes.
makes origami is still evolving even until today.
Right. I can see the connection between
Yeah.
the mathematics and the paper folding
Indeed.
because it's basically started from this paper, the square paper,
Yes.
and then you have to be like really precise when you're folding one to another. So it
okay.
can maybe, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
you're right.
When you put it like that, Ferdi, I'm starting to understand why I'm not good at it. I'm not really good with precision.
Well, here you go. And
Yes.
then after this, we will have like, what's the origin of this origami?
Okay.
How that it started and how that influenced people all around the world to start making this art. Yes, we
Yes.
can call this art because
It is art.
it takes like certain creativity as well to
Yeah.
fold it into many things,
Yeah.
many displays.
I mean, like we said earlier, we're not the best origami artists, so it's very quite simple what we have here on the
Yeah.
table. But when you look at other artists who've done so many intricate, detailed shapes using just paper, I mean, it's just mind-blowing to see. Especially when you learn that origami is actually an ancient art of Japanese paper folding, and it's some form of paper folding craft has existed and developed independently
Right.
in other pockets around the world. So not just in Japan, but also in different parts, I guess wherever they use paper,
Yes.
they try to play with it, and it is also a poster child for the entire genre of crafts. I mean, you remember during school years, every time during arts and crafts, we also have to do all sorts of paper folding to all sorts of different shapes, right?
And also remember that certain types of paper is used differently to create such different effect on the artwork itself. So let's take a look at this footage right now.
Origami has grown into change over time, from a religious practice in ancient times to a pastime of the nobility in the medieval era to a children's hobby more recently. It is much more though. Origami has interacted with and contributed to mathematics, geometry, the science, and technology. Japanese Origami Day was declared a commemorative day in 1980 by the Nippon Origami Association or NOA. November 11 was designated Origami no Hi to celebrate the Japanese practice and craft. In the 1950s, in the post-World War II era, the tragic death of Sadako Sasaki, a radiation-affected girl from Hiroshima who was trying to fold 1,000 origami cranes to fulfill her wish of getting better, stirred up a widespread movement for peace that was centered around origami. Monuments were built to Sadako and her cast, always prominently featuring the origami crane. This cemented the reputation of origami as a vehicle of international peace and cooperation. Since November 11 was celebrated as World Peace Day, commemorating the end of World War I in 1918, the NOA selected November 11 as Origami Day. The date November 11's numeral 1111 were also a numerical metaphor for the equal sides of the square piece of paper that lies at the heart of origami.
Okay, so fold it here.
Yes, and then you put the center folding like this. See, now you can do it. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
it's
wow.
very enjoyable, right?
New thing I learned about Ferdi today, that you know origami, how helpful it is for today's starting point.
I think everybody knows origami once a bit.
Okay.
Like this sample, I think every boys in the whole world know how to make this.
Indeed, yeah. But I've always wondered how to make one of those cranes, because it's actually like, I would say this is the poster of origami, right?
Yes, yes.
The crane shape.
It's used in many activities like ceremonies, and also something that spiritual guidance is also made for this as well.
Okay.
And also, did you know that origami also have fun facts indeed? Not just fun to fold, but also there's really fun facts that actually people might want to know.
I'm sure there's a lot of stories and histories, including fun facts about origami that we're going to learn now. Let's take a look at this. Origami, it is actually used to be a part of a religious experience. It began as a sacred practice in Japan, where folded paper streamers called shide were used in Shinto rituals to symbolize purity and divine presence.
Wow, that's really amazing. It reminds us that paper is always white, right? So it's kind of connected to the purity and divine. And the second one is also the samurai warriors gave gifts of dried shellfish. So they exchanged gift wrapped in folded paper like this, called noshi, which held a dried abalone as a token as a good fortune. So it's like an early ceremonial kind of thing from the origami.
That's interesting. Now this is probably one of the most famous story about origami, the legend of the 1,000 paper cranes to make a wish. I'm sure you've seen this or read about this, or even probably tried to do it.
I did.
Really, 1,000 cranes?
Yeah, usually when you're having a school festival, all the kids doing it to decorate all the rooms. That's the fun part, actually.
All right. So this is based on the Japanese tradition of folding senbazuru. which means 1,000 cranes, is believed to grant wishes and also symbolize hope, inspired by the story of Sadako Sasaki.
Sadako Sasaki. It reminds me of a certain movie called Sadako.
No.
Oh,
Let's
that's
not
a
go there.
different one.
Different genre. We're talking about hope here.
Yes, exactly. And also another thing, it's called like origami in space exploration, which connected to the NASA.
Okay.
So the NASA engineers use origami-inspired folding techniques for compact designs for those aeronautical uses, such as folding solar panels and also shields on the spacecraft. So
Okay.
like the James Webb Space Telescope,
Yes.
it's also inspired from the origami itself.
That's amazing. I mean,
Really?
I've also seen applications in fashion as well. There's a lot of
Yeah,
fashion
yeah.
designers who use origami folded techniques
Exactly.
to make their dresses, like Issey Miyake,
Miyake,
right?
Kenzo, yeah,
Kenzo
that's
also does a
the
lot of folding.
accordion
Yes.
dress. That's really
Love seeing them. Now, there's another fun fact about origami. Like we've mentioned before, there are a lot of people out there who are really passionate
Yeah.
about origami. So they try to make world records when they create their own origami.
Nice.
Now, the most fantastic world record that we have here, origami that was the world record for the most biggest, is a massive 82-meter paper crane.
What?
82-meter paper crane to a microscopic folds only 1 millimeter wide. So small, but imagine folding
Yeah,
it.
I mean the biggest one I can see like a lot of people doing
Yeah.
it, but what about that micropic one? Maybe an alien doing that, folding with the pinset,
It's
something
a
like
really
that.
powerful stethoscope or telescope and like
Yeah,
tweezers.
That's really
Yeah.
amazing. That's how human
Yeah.
did that.
And stable hands. You need stable hands to do
And
that.
also related to magic, Harry Houdini is actually doing the origami himself.
Oh, okay.
So one time, the famous magician Harry Houdini
Yeah.
explored paper folding in his book,
Yeah.
Paper Magic, it's called, showcasing classic models
Okay.
like cranes, frog, as part of his magic repertoire.
Okay.
So it's basically like you can use it for the magic festivals, when your kid's having birthday, it will
Okay.
be like a very nice gesture for everyone.
That's nice. That's really nice. Now, you spoke about the connection between origami and geometry.
Yeah.
Now, this was a fun test, although quite challenging test, done by Brittany Gallivan, who disproved the seven-fold myth. You know, there's a myth you can only fold a piece of paper 7 times
Yeah.
before it runs out. So she folded a 1.2 kilometer long paper
What?
12 times, showing that geometry limits folding based on paper length and thickness was disapproved. But yeah,
Wow.
quite an effort.
Yeah, that's
been
really an
disapproved.
effort. Like maybe he's trying to validate something, human ideas.
Yeah, maybe she just got a lot of free time in her hand.
Exactly. And also, if you're looking at this paper, it's always dry, like Siska.
Yeah.
But there's a certain thing that's called wet folding, which is a thing.
Wet folding.
Wet folding. So
Okay.
the origami master Akira Yoshizawa
Yeah.
developed wet folding,
Okay.
a method of moistening the
Yeah.
thick paper to create a smooth, lifelike sculptures that resembles natural curves. So
Okay, like
it's-
paper mache, something like that.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's basically like he want to imitate the sculptures that have more like curves instead
Okay.
of like these sharp edges from the
Yes.
paper. So it's
Oh, okay.
how he aims to do it.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
All right.
very
Now we
nice.
also talk about how actually the art of folding paper is not exclusive to Japan. There are other parts in the world
Right.
who also have their own paper folding technique. Now we know one in Europe that is called papyroflexia. I mean, the name is
Yeah.
quite self-explanatory, right?
Yeah.
Papyroflexia. It
Maybe-
flourishes especially in Spain. And they have this one shape that is called the pajarita bird.
Pajarita.
It's their own iconic origami shape, and it's very similar to Japan's crane.
Oh,
That's
okay.
interesting, right? Like
Yeah.
2 different parts of the world.
Exactly.
And they have the same shape and the same paper folding technique.
Yeah, papyroflexia. So
Yes.
I kind of call it like papyra is like papyrus. Papyrus is paper.
Yeah, exactly.
Flexia maybe something flexible.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the word it's
Yeah.
come from.
That's why it originated, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're still talking about Origami Day, which falls on today, November 11th. But we also have another celebration happening today,
Wow.
Ferdi.
Maybe you should open a champagne right now because we're celebrating so many things at the moment.
It is. So this is probably a good way to celebrate this particular day, to make paper foldings, to learn about origami, especially if you're living by yourself, maybe you don't have a spouse, you don't have yet a
Right.
family, but you can still stay productive and you can do origami, which is the perfect day to do it because, as a matter of fact, today is also celebrated as Singles Day, Ferdi.
Singles Day.
Yes.
All the single ladies.
All the single ladies.
All the single men.
So November 11th is celebrated also as World Singles Day. Now
Yeah.
this unique tradition originated from Chinese university students who
wow.
appreciated single life. Like they like being
Yes.
single, and ever since they've done it, of course they've posted on social media, they've shared it,
Yeah.
and since then it has become a global phenomenon.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like everybody's now like not afraid for claiming them being single.
Yes.
Single is a lifestyle. You don't have to be ashamed of it.
Of course not.
So like yeah, so
It's excellent. It's
that's a
fabulous.
decision that's actually very strong word
Yeah.
for someone to decide. Okay, I'm gonna live with my own self
Yes.
without any partner or kids. So
Yeah.
you have to be more stronger than
Okay.
the other people, I guess.
Now let's learn more about the
Yes,
origins
exactly.
and story
I'm really
behind Singles Day that falls today on November 11th.
November 11 is no longer seen as just a coincidence of numbers. The four number 1 is symbolized individuality, making this date recognized as Singles Day. The celebration began in China during the 1990s as an antithesis to Valentine's Day. Students at Nanjing University created the day to celebrate and enjoy single life by treating themselves, a gesture of pride for those without partners. The occasion served as a reminder that being single is not something to hide or view negatively. Instead, it's time to embrace self-discovery, personal growth, and freedom from social pressure. Thus, November 11 has come to represent not just a date, but a symbol of independence, self-acceptance, and the freedom to live on one's own terms.
So since we're talking about World Singles Day, I gotta ask you, are you single, Ferdi?
That's a private question. Well, I must say I'm single but not available.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's also a term. You have
Yeah?
to know about this.
Okay.
Sometimes you want to be single, but you are not available to dating.
I
That's the
see.
thing.
So you choose to be on your
Yeah.
own, to be
Yeah.
independent,
Exactly.
to enjoy your own company.
Yes.
I love it.
Exactly.
I want to borrow that. I think I'm going to use that. Single but not available.
Yeah, especially for those of you who just like finished like from a breakup and then you need time for yourself to heal
Okay.
or to administrate everything in your life because there are so
Alright.
many aspects.
Yes.
Once you jump into a relationship
Yeah.
and suddenly you will like make the relationship itself like
Yes.
in a hassle, so it's not good.
You gotta fix yourself first
Yes.
before you're responsible for other people's feelings.
True.
That's actually really healthy
Yeah.
and really wise.
This thing is also have a fun facts as well, not just healthy for the human itself, but
Okay.
it's also they have a fun facts. So why don't we take a look at these fun facts about being single in the single day?
All right, let's learn more. So, World Singles Day has become a global phenomenon that captures the worldwide attention. Now, we have some interesting facts to share about
Yeah.
you about this special day. First, it began at Nanjing University in China in 1993. So it's been
What?
for quite a while.
Wow,
And it
yeah.
began as a protest against the overly commercial Valentine's Day. And I can
Yes.
only imagine for single
Yeah.
people, sometimes Valentine's Day can be
It's
a
very
bit
annoying.
much.
Yeah.
It's a bit much. It can be in your face with all the
Yeah.
cards and the flowers and the
Chocolates,
chocolate.
everything pinky. Like, how come people create such day? Maybe it's
Yeah, yeah.
from the Romeo and Juliet, the Shakespeare stuff.
Yeah.
But when you pushed it by every year, it
Okay.
becomes like, okay, this is a traumatic day for the
Okay, okay.
singles. So,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then you go
I
have.
feel some personal trauma there from you, Ferdi.
Yeah, you can feel the energy coming out. So let's talk about other thing, which is
Okay.
the 1111 symbol.
Oh, the 11th November
11th of
symbol,
November.
1111.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like a 4 people standing, like 4
Yes,
ones.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually the 4 number of eyes representing individuals
okay. Yeah.
standing alone.
Okay.
So in Chinese slang, the number 1 even means bare stick or single. So there you go.
Okay,
The
that's interesting.
hidden meaning
Yeah.
of it.
Okay. Now, how do we people celebrate it? So, not by mourning,
Yeah.
not by being sad, but actually to celebrate the independence of the
Right.
single individuals.
Exactly.
So, the best way to celebrate it would be to spend it with friends.
Right.
Maybe treating oneself instead of getting someone else chocolate. Maybe get chocolate for yourself.
Yourself.
Yes. Or exchange small gifts between loved ones like family members and really, really good friends.
Yeah, speaking about families and treating yourself, we also come into the point where we do shopping, which
Okay.
is shopping festival.
Oh, I love that.
So Valentine's Day since 2009,
Yeah.
China's Alibaba Group
Okay.
has turned November 11 into a massive shopping for 24 hours online.
Really?
So as you can see right now, which is today,
Yeah.
a lot of like online platforms doing their biggest sale
Yeah.
of the day.
In Indonesia, 11/11 is more like a national shopping day, national
Right.
online shopping day. We have like massive discounts,
Exactly.
amazing offers from
Yeah.
all online platforms. So this is probably another great way for singles to spend the day to celebrate, right?
Yeah.
Reward yourself because, girl, you
Yeah.
deserve this.
Make sure you don't spend too much.
Yeah, exactly. Spend wisely. So another interesting fact about the World Single Day, though it began in China, Singles Day is now celebrated across Southeast Asia, in Europe, and also beyond, with many e-commerce platforms joining in the celebration. So as you can imagine, something that probably started as like just a joke between university students now has become a global phenomenon. I mean, it captures the energy of all the single people in the world, I guess.
Exactly.
We feel you, Chinese students,
Yeah,
and we're going to
exactly.
celebrate that.
It's really funny that the conversation escalates pretty quickly
Yeah.
from one topic to another.
Yeah.
We first talk about origami and then connect it to the world singles, and now
Yeah.
we're doing the online shopping.
That's true. A
I
lot
mean,
to
like,
talk about. Yeah, and it's only
exactly.
Tuesday.
Yeah, we still have a lot of days to go.
Now, with that said, we're going to take a short break now,
Right.
but don't go anywhere. Starting Point, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned.